what do you think is the appeal of, and what would be your critique of the flaw in process theology and open theism?
Well, just that it's logically incoherent. It's a warm and fuzzy way for some of escaping the scandal of evil in creation, and for others, it seems to answer questions regarding the moral nature of God that the magisterial Protestant tradition, for instance, answered in a very different and very troubling way for some. The problem is that, and I'm an adherent to neither of those traditions, so I'd have no dog in this fight. But with process theology, you really have reached a point of philosophical incoherence, because presumably most Christians want to affirm, when they say that God is creator, something more than that he is a being who is at work upon some exterior reality that he fashions as best he can, or that he is a limited being in the process of discovering who he is. They do mean that he is the source of being. And to be the source of being, he must, of course, possess all being in perfect plenitude. I mean, there are thousands of years of reasoning on this, and all the best of it comes to the same conclusion, that a God who becomes as a composite being, is a contingent being, is not the God of all being, but is a being among beings. And no matter how you try to nuance the metaphysics of process theology, and there were some, Charles Hartshorne and others, excellent philosopher in many ways, nonetheless, what you end up with is something less than the God who is the source of all. And at that point, what exactly are you worshiping? And have you yet begun to worship God? What would be the point of adoration of this rather impressive but still incomplete and imperfect being who, like us, is journeying towards some end that he can't possibly foresee? And still, the question of the being of all things would be left open. You would still have to find out what the transcendent source, both of that God and this world, is. If you were, at least, if you wanted to have some coherent sense of the God who is all in all, or from whom all comes.